Tell me if this is true. To all luxe enthusiasts, we all know when things were launched, which collection it is from. So the longer you're in the luxury universe, the more product knowledge you gain. But to a lot of other people who have fresh eyes for luxury, they might look at one thing and think, whoa, that person must be a super rich person because he's wearing or she's wearing A, B, C, and Z. And to people who actually know where it comes from and how to source it properly, you might have a different opinion. So in today's video, I want to share 10 items that are cheap in the luxe universe in relative terms, but those items will make you look rich. Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. I mean, you saw the intro, so you know today I'm not playing around. I actually have gathered 10 items that are cheap, but that will make you look rich to those who have fresh eyes or who don't know anything about luxury. And I am pretty sure you can attest to this as I have been through it personally, which in the situation that you weren't expecting to see luxury, but you happen to spot one or two, and you start to kind of think, hey, what does this person also got in this collection? And for people who don't have experience identifying, how much these bags actually cost, some things or some items can appear to be really expensive. In fact, people might think, this person is rich, but in fact, it might not be. Obviously, cheap doesn't mean free. We still have to pay a lot of money for it, but just in relative terms, you might spot a Aventador that's on sale for like $250,000 on the drive. And in fact, you can actually attain these cars at $80,000 or $100,000, which is a lot less than its original value. These are the times, well, I would say these are cheap items that can make you look rich. So let's see what are the 10 items that qualified onto this list. You can definitely buy it less than people think it costs. I think we're going to start with jewelry just because I have a personal favoritism towards that category. So we're going to start over there. So the very first piece that is relatively cheap but can make you look rich is Sweet Alhambra necklace. Whenever I see a Van Cleef necklace, I do recognize it immediately as the brand wants us to perceive their brand as very pristine designer jewelry. But when I do see one of the Alhambra motifs on someone else, I do recognize it right away. That's the ultimate reason why we buy these pieces. And Sweet Alhambra collection is more like an entry collection to the brand. While someone buys it for its lesser and more affordable price point, others buy it because it fits their body frame better. And obviously, if you have a budget looking for a designer bracelet that is under $2,000 or even under $1,500, Sweet Alhambra necklace really gives you that sweet spot to fulfill this request because it is very affordable, it is iconic, yet it is very recognizable. So I do think this is one of those items. Second item includes in that watch and jewelry category, and it is a watch brand. And if speaking of watch brand, who does not know and have not heard of Rolex, and in fact, it probably is the first watch brand that will pop into your head when it comes down to luxury watches. There is one model in particular that I want to talk about and point out. I'm sorry if you own this watch, but it is just a fact. The Rolex two-tone Datejust ladies watch is one of those watches that if people don't know luxury, but they recognize that it's a Rolex, it becomes an immediate rich looking watch to them. And in fact, there are a lot of production on these two-tone Datejust. I believe there was a very small size in the casing for very long periods of time. So to a lot of other people who are looking for more variety of ladies watches, this watch has more of an outdated case size compared to other brands. A lot of people are still going for it because of its affordable price point. These pieces are just easier to obtain than some of their, let's say, stainless steel pieces, which go for like 5 times of the retail price if brand new. So two-tone Datejust is one of those watches. And another item from the jewelry category would be Hermes Click Clack bangle. And it's very recognizable and it's there really to make a statement. After many years of being exposed to those items, items, I believe that the click clack bangle was one of the highly desirable items kind of like a few years ago, because the universe of Hermes has changed a lot. There are a lot more things to buy now than before. So the click clack bangle is definitely more affordable compared to some of their other pieces, and it has this instant recognition from other people who don't know the brands, but they might know the look and they might know it's from Hermes. So click clack bangle definitely made it to my list. And the next item might surprise you, because I also kind of think, oh, this has a fun twist if I were to mention it. So I picked the Cartier Love Ring. I know this is going to have some controversial conversation maybe in the comment section below. I do believe if you have the budget to buy a designer jewelry piece on the market, Love Ring is relatively easy to afford compared to some of their other pieces that has less recognizability and also less practical to wear. The ring is designed in a very practical way that both men and women can wear it. And if you type in Google search Cartier white gold love ring, you'll find immediately probably a range of these rings on sale much less than its retail price. And I really can't tell you why, but that's just how it is in the industry. White gold jewelry tends to be priced higher compared to color golds like yellow gold and rose gold, and yet on secondary market it doesn't do that well. And I believe when I was younger there was a wave that is all about platinum jewelry. So the silver tone look was the ultimate classy iconic look back in the day, I can say. And nowadays it's all about the gold, you know, the yellow gold. I think people's style change, our taste also evolves as well. So it's all about color golds right now. Even though the white gold costs more to get from the boutique, on secondary market you can find a wide range of reasonable price love ring, if you will. And if someone spot a love ring on your hand, hey, they definitely think you've got something and you're rich. It definitely can give you that rich look. Next, this one particular thing from Chanel jewelry department definitely stood out, and it makes a lot of statements, and I think a CC brooch will do. A CC brooch is something that you can style in so many ways. You can put it on your head, on your sweater, on your scarf, wherever, you know, the textile you're wearing allows the pin to go in. I definitely think that gives you the ultimate look. And just imagine if you walk down the street seeing someone wearing a CC brooch, you think this person has got it, don't you? So that's why it's on my list as well. The next one is something that is actually really hard to get nowadays because how affordable it is and how widely known it is. And I have personally seen it multiple times in rappers' videos, and this piece is definitely a little firecracker. And I am talking about the Louis Vuitton Key Clé in any arrangements, and maybe, you know, the monogram is the most recognizable one. People definitely associate that Louis Vuitton logo of being very expensive, but some of their items are truly affordable in the universe of luxury, and that particular item can make one come across looking rich, of course. And I'm just going up in sizes. I did pick out two other items from Louis Vuitton, and it's something that I'm pretty sure you've seen multiple times. The next item is going to be the Louis Vuitton Neverfull. I have talked about this handbags multiple times in different occasions when I find it fitting perfectly for the content and the category video that I'm making. And in today's video, I think Neverfull is definitely something that is very big in size, and for someone who don't know Louis Vuitton too much and or about the price point of the piece, you might think it's really expensive because it's big, and then big means more money. And at least that's really how it used to be years ago when items are priced. Nowadays, the smaller it is, it really is like more expensive just because everybody's style has evolved. But in the case of a Neverfull, that piece has a very reasonable price point, and I think, you know, if you're ready for a luxury bargain, you definitely should go for it because it's really ideal probably for your budget. If you got $1,500, definitely go for that Neverfull because it fits a ton. And I cannot mention how many times I've seen people like wearing it with an attitude. Sometimes they're swagging with it, and sometimes I see people just like genuinely wearing it as a daily bag, and that's when I appreciate luxury the most, is that you're not really showing off. I really appreciate it the most is when I can sense that one is not showing off with their item, especially with a Neverfull. Please don't do that because you might fool people people who have fresh sight of eyes to luxury, but for people who have been around and learned about these collections, Neverfull is a really practical bag. And guess what the next item is if I'm going up in the order of sizes? If you have really taken up a notch all the way to the big size, and you might think of Louis Vuitton Keepall, and I love Keepall. I think it's a great bag for travel, for weekends, for just when you need to do a little bit of getaway. I've used it on multiple occasions. I went to the hospital when I was giving birth to my baby. It is just such a fun piece to spark some conversations. And I think it might mistakenly come across as you look rich because you have a Louis Vuitton luggage piece, right? And myself as an ex-Louis Vuitton employee still think that way, because when you think about like big luggage piece coming from a designer brand, you think one paid a lot of money for it. So this bag definitely come across that way as well. Last two items are also very popular in our pop culture right now, and I think Gucci has evolved so much, and I'm really happy for the brand and the group that is doing so well, as it is incorporating more fashion and current elements into the brand, adding more twists and layers. And there are two items I picked out. One of them is a Gucci belt. I mean, there is a rapper called Gucci Mane. There's also other rap songs made by artists singing about Gucci, Gucci, Gucci. I'm pretty sure you've heard of it as well. So Gucci belt definitely comes across as a rich symbol, if you will, just like Vuitton and Chanel. Some of their items are definitely more affordable compared to other, but the belt, if you see one, you might think one look really rich. Finally, the Gucci Marmont bag is something that has made quite some waves, as I think this collection has endured changes for a few years, and there are so many sizes that have been born in this period. The micro and the minis are obviously so popular, but if you're someone looking for a practical and wearable bag, you might buy a PM and people think, you look really rich. So Marmont bag is definitely another item that can come across of looking rich, yet it is relatively more affordable. So I certainly had some concerns filming this video because I don't want this message to come across wrong, and I hope I have put them in the right format for you guys. And let me say this again, cheap doesn't mean it's free. You still have to pay for it. It's just the price are relative. And sometimes people might think you paid a lot of money for this item when in fact you paid like half of its retail price or 70% off of its retail price, but you create that look and that vibe of looking really rich. So that is all today's video is all about. And if you like any luxury contents, unboxing, or insights, in-depth reviews, make sure you subscribe to My First Luxury, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.